Good afternoon. Welcome to St. John's. My name is Roger Hankey. I'm the rector or the pastor of St. John's, and it's an honor for me on behalf of our parish to welcome all of you to this wonderful celebration. 50 years? Were you 10? I wasn't even born. You're correct. I was not even a glimmer in my parents' eye. So, but I am pretty close. But not that far. Anyway, Cheryl, it's so wonderful to gather all of your friends, parishioners, your students, your clients, to celebrate you on this 50 years. I won't belabor this, but as I said this morning, it is really a privilege for me to get to work with Cheryl, because we work weekly on the music for St. John's. And the music that Cheryl and her choir provides is really an inspiration to the whole parish. When we hear that sacred music played, it brings us into a greater relationship with God. And it is just a wonderful thing every Sunday to be able to come to this church and hear you play that organ and direct the choir. It is so fabulous. So thank you for all that you do. I'm going to make this short. So I'm now going to turn the program over to Jane, right? Get up here. We tried to make the air conditioner cooler, so I hope you're all comfortable. But here you go. Welcome.
Yes, welcome, and thank you for joining us for this wonderful celebration. All performers today are longtime friends of Cheryl. Each of them has had relationships through the years with her, and they'll be playing a piece of their own choosing in her honor. They will each introduce their number and its significance, if there is any. And so the first performer is none other than Cheryl's favorite husband, Wayne Seppala.
and she could not perform because of her recent melanoma surgery. So I did this little arrangement of all the things you are, with a little Rachmaninoff thrown in the middle.
That's the height of romance for me, being able to play or sing a song for me. Our next performer will be one of Cheryl's longtime associates and dear friend, George Butterfield. He will announce his number and also tell you how he knows Cheryl.
Clean this down a bit.
Hi. Well, we were both about 16 years old, both taking organ lessons, different people. And my mother one day, as we lived out in the sticks in those days in Santee, saw a little article in the paper that there was this young girl going to play an organ recital at a Baptist church on College Avenue. And she says, well, that sounds interesting. We ought to go and hear her, meet her. And so that's how I got to meet Cheryl. And then a number of years went by in college, and we got acquainted a number of years later. I've been working for Organ Stop since, 1990, I think it was. That's where I got to know her a lot better, of course. And anyway, I'm going to introduce you to the Big Allen here, which I still believe is the largest of its kind in Southern California, with about 135 stops. I think it's San Diego's best kept secret down here in Chula Vista. And I'm glad to notice a number of AGO people have showed up today to come in and see the church, and now you get to hear the organ. I've got two pieces for you, and I'm going to tell you about them just a little bit now, and then I'll just go from one to the next. The first one is a toccata in C major by Johann Pachelbel, and you all know that name from the Pachelbel canon, which you hear at a lot of weddings, but he did actually write some organ music. And I'm going to do what I can to make this piece sound authentic for the period. And just listen for that and see if you can figure out what I'm talking about. The second piece is something I don't think anybody has ever heard, unless you've heard me play it in the past, which is only a few times. It's an old Boston Music Company publication, and it's called The Kaleidoscopic Hymnal by Frederick Groton. I don't know anything about Frederick Groton. But what comes to mind in a kaleidoscopic hymnal? Well, I'll tell you just briefly what it is. In 6.5 minutes, I'm going to take you on a tour of no less than 60 American hymns. See if you enjoy it. It's really quite interesting. Maybe somebody might want to put the lid down on the piano. I hate to touch it myself, but unless you don't mind sitting in the dark. Not that I have to be seen, but it's just kind of convenient.
Beautiful, George. Now we will hear from a former priest of St. John's, the one who was here when this building was built, and longtime friend, the Reverend Michael Carr.
At almost 82, I'm going to try to attempt to sing this song. And the song is Without a Song. And this church would never be this church without your song. Without a song, the day would never end. Without a song, the road would never end. When things go wrong, a man ain't got a friend. Without a song, that field of corn would never see a plow. That field of corn would be deserted now. A man is born, but he's no good no how. Without a song, I got my troubles and woe, but sure as I know, the Jordan will throw. It's gone along as a song, strong in my soul. I'll never know what makes the rain to fall. I'll never know what makes the grass so tall. I only know there ain't no love at all without a song. I got my troubles and woe, but sure as I know the Jordan will roll, I'll get along as long as a song is sung in my soul. I'll never know what makes the rain to fall. I'll never know what makes the grass so tall. I only know there ain't no love at all without a song.
Did you get goosebumps, Cheryl? I did. Now may I introduce another of Cheryl's good friends and associates, Bob McLeod. You want to talk on that mic?
Good afternoon. I'm a little hoarse, so I don't, you can hear me all right. Well, I really don't remember, I know I haven't known you two all of my life, but I really don't remember not knowing you either. It's one of those situations. And I too had the joy and lots of fun working at Oregon Stout for, I don't know how long it was, 10 years or so, and enjoyed that very much. And I'm going to play, to start with, I was thinking what I knew she liked, and any of the old Gershwin, or I want to say show tunes. I'm going to play today two pieces, just two, and the first one really isn't a show tune. It's from one of my favorite composers of popular and jazz music, Johnny Mandel. The Shadow of Your Smile, Emily, the list is this long. And I'm going to play one called A Time for Love, or There Is a Time for Love. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of music. And I normally wouldn't say this, but I do want to mention this because I'm having some physical difficulty, arm and left arm and hand. So I can play, but I never know quite what's going to happen next. So if anything should happen, we're going to get this taken care of next week. I loved your medley, George. I'm surprised you didn't sneak some Mrs. Eddy in there. Didn't I?
I don't know, but I like it. Keep going.
What did I say I was going to play?
You're playing There Will Never Be Another You.
Right.
I like it.
What did I say I was
What
going
did
to
he say he was going to put? A Time for Love.
Well, you heard that one.
Bob, you are still incredible. Amazing. Thank you. Well, it sure came back. Our next performer, a friend since high school, and of course, she is also an organist and musician, like so many of Cheryl's friends. Here is Leslie Wolf Robb.
Actually, it's been even longer than that. Cheryl and I met when we were both studying with the same very strict organ teacher, who, if you didn't perform to her satisfaction, would let you know that. And we, being very sensitive little flowers, would have little tears, and she would hand over the Kleenex and then make us play it again. And we've known each other since we were, 9 or 10, and I was in Wayne, had the privilege of being in Wayne and Cheryl's wedding. Cheryl and I served as advisors for the Young Organists Association, made them wear lovely little white suits with red tops. Kind of glad that era is over. One of Cheryl's requests was that I play the theme from the Poseidon Adventure the morning after, and I have to say the print is a lot smaller than when we all learned this with Bill Thompson. So I'll start with that on the Kawai and then go to the Allen to play one of my favorite Bach preludes, the Prelude in G.
So I am honored to have been asked by Wayne to sing a song that was actually my mom's trademark song, and she was one of Cheryl's biggest fans. No one sang it like her, but I will sing my version of With a Song in My Heart. We meet every night, and it couldn't been changed since the last time. To my joy and delight, it's a new kind of love at first sight. Oh, it's you and it's I all the time. Every meeting's a marvelous pastime. You're increasingly sweet, so whenever we happen to meet, I greet you with a song in my heart. I behold your adorable face, just a song from the start. But it soon comes a hymn to your grace. When the music swells, I'm touching your hand. It tells me that landing near. And at the sound of your voice, heaven opens its portals to me. Can I help but rejoice that a song such as ours came to me? But I always knew I would live life through with a song in my heart for you. At the sound of your voice, heaven opens its portals to me. Could I help but rejoice that a song such as ours came to me? But I always knew we would live life through with a song in my heart for And now I'd like to introduce one of our former choir directors who worked with Cheryl many years ago and who has traveled a great distance to join us today to do a very special number. Please welcome Stephen Stirk.
While they're working that out, I will share with you the wonderful chance I had to honor Cheryl. This is for you. I have written a piece for Cheryl called Fanfare on Heifrudal, which I'm told was one of your favorite hymns. These are your copies. And so this will be the first ever performance. And I thought this was a great chance for Father Michael, Father Michael's a triple threat priest, singer, organist. So he is, he's playing organ, and I'm playing the piano in this duet. And it's a fanfare, so it's quite loud, but it's only for 3.5 minutes. So you don't have to run out of the church. It's probably the loudest thing today. So, but Cheryl, I mean, oh my gosh, 50 years, Lordy. I mean, when I came to you more than 30 years ago, so it was 1992, I think, when Father Michael found me and came and, you know, to find an accompanist and an organist of this caliber is, you know, a choir director's dream. And I'm not going to prove it now because I am going to join Father Michael on the piano, and I don't play the piano. So we'll see what comes out.
was just amazing. Thank you so much. Well, we're getting down to the end of our program, and I'd like to invite now a group that Cheryl gets to see twice a week, who wanted to close our tribute concert with a number from 1973 that they've worked on very hard to show their love and admiration for our dear choir director and organist, the fabulous Cheryl Seppala. Choir, will you join me? You walked into the church like you were thinking we might be flat. Your hair strategically coiffed above your head. Your scarf was some kind of big hat. You had one eye on Big Bertha as you had the choir stand up. And all the voices dreamed they hit the right note, they hit the right note, and you're so grand. You probably think this song is about you. You're so grand, so grand. We bet you think this song is about you, don't you, don't you? You joined us 50 years ago, when we were still quite naive. Well, you said that we made such a pretty choir, and that you would never leave. And you gave us all the right directions and blended beautifully. We had some dreams we would reach out our voices, hope neighbors hear our voices, and you're so grand. You probably think this song is about you. You're so grand. You probably think this song is about you. Don't you, don't you?
The members of St. John's Choir would like to honor Cheryl with a special gift to commemorate her 50 years of patience, dedication, and extraordinary talent as our organist and choir director. This gift is presented with much love and in recognition of just how much you have blessed not only today's choir, but the choirs of the last 5 decades. We thank you with all of our hearts.
We out in our voices, hope neighbors hear our voices, and
you're so grand. You'll probably think this song is about you. You're so grand. You probably think this song is about you. Don't you, don't you? We like when you make us some new sweet treats, and they all are spectacular. Then you jet off to your pretty island suites, and we wait for our cool souvenirs. Well, you're where you should be all the time, and when you're not, you're with your great hubby Wayne, or your buddies from the organ stop, buddies from the organ stop, and you're so grand. You probably think this song is about you. You're so grand. We bet you think this song is about you. Don't you, don't you? You're so grand. You probably think this song is about you. Everybody, you're so grand. You probably think this song is about you. One more time. You're so grand. You probably think this song is about you.
Well, it was.
Choir, stay here, please. I'd like to again thank everyone who performed so beautifully today and ask them to join us here. Choir, where are you going? Up here in front once more. They don't listen. So that we can again show our appreciation. Wayne, George, Michael, Bob, Leslie, and Stephen, please step up and join us for another round of applause. Thank you again. It was a wonderful tribute concert, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I just enjoyed hearing all of these talented people, and I'm honored to be asked to perform alongside of you. Now, we are going to have our reception, and I have this big idea, so Wayne, Cheryl, stand up. Take your stuff. Take your stuff. You're leaving, yeah? Oh, would you like to speak?
When I arrived, I was told I had to stay outside, and now when I got in here, I thought, gee, I don't even get to say thank you. And this morning, I didn't even get to say thank you to the bishop when she was here either, but thank you all so very much. 50 years is a long time, and I was asked this morning, how did you do it? How did you keep the same job for 50 years? The answer to that is, I'm too lazy to go out and get another one. So, you know, I'm just in a big rut. I mean, married to the same man 46 years. And then, you know, Jane, you didn't say your daddy hired me, but her daddy hired me, Father Gerald Graves, when I was 18 years old. And that was really a gamble. And poor guy.
It's a good gamble.
Anyway, and Jane has been our choir director. Her mommy's been our choir director. Her brother-in-law's been our choir director, as well as then Stephen Sturck. Steve, I got to say, I'm honored that you wrote that for me, and thank you for coming. And where do you live now?
Palm Desert.
Palm Desert. Well, thank you for traveling this far. And I know Father Keith is here, and he's traveled quite a distance too, and so many people. Bob, I don't care if you played the wrong song, I loved it. And, you know, it was wonderful. And George, you know, they tell me I play hymns too fast sometimes, but I've never gotten through 66 hymns in 6 minutes. So they may rethink that. And Michael, thank you. When they tell me I play too loud, I'll remind them how loud you played. And Leslie, representing the female organists of our community, of which there are quite a few. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your talent with us. If you don't know where all these people are from, I'm going to tell you very quickly. Leslie is the organist director at St. Paul's Lutheran Church in Pacific Beach, and she has had many award-winning students. She's a wonderful educator. Michael, of course, is retired from here and resides in La Jolla. George is at the La Jolla Christian Science Church, and Bob McLeod is at All Saints Episcopal downtown, organist choir master, and Wayne is organist choir master at St. Andrew's Episcopal Church in La Mesa. So we have a great mix of people. If you're in the AGO, would you raise your hand? Look, we have a few. And if you're in the Theater Organ Society of San Diego, raise your hand. If you're in Organ Stop Club, raise your hand. If you're from St. John's, raise your hand. Yay, a few. Okay, well anyway, thank you all so much, and I know they've planned a magnificent reception, and this is all organized by my good friend, Jane Ferguson. So, thank you, Jane. Thank you so much. So, I'm going to let her give marching orders.
These are my marching orders. All right. Well, Cheryl, you definitely deserve it, and we're so glad that we've had such a great turnout for this. All right, so that Cheryl and Wayne can make it outside where you can talk to them and they don't get stuck in here, we're going to let them lead the way to the procession. And as soon as they hear their special music, they are going to move on down the middle aisle. Yeah, you do. No, not really. No, just head out. Yep. And you may follow.